we got the Space Force whipping through. And Donald Trump released a Space Force flag, which just looks like the NASA flag, I guess. Like, it literally looks like an arrow with like the world behind it on a grid with like a fucking shooting star shooting around it with stars glimmering around it. And it's just like an oddball fucking thing. It looks like if you gave like a third grader, hey, like, can you design like a flag for us? And then they just like copied like NASA and then just said, here's Space Force. But the better thing than a third grader designing the logo is when an adult who speaks like a third grader explains what the Space Force is doing right now. And what the Space Force and our government is doing, according to Donald Trump, is we are making super-duper missiles. That is, quote-unquote, super-duper missiles is what we're working on right now. Better known by the scientific community as hypersonic missiles, but that doesn't sell headlines. So, hypersonic missiles go speeds of 1 mile per second, and they maneuver in a way that cannot be detected and destroyed. So, we as the U.S. government are investing billions of dollars per year,
billions and billions
into developing these super duper missiles. The reason why we're pushing this endeavor is because China and Russia are ahead of us in this race. They're fucking cruising on putting things, because what happened is, like, for instance, China is ahead because we published a bunch of like scientific endeavors and information that we like researched on like building hypersonic missiles.
Mm-hmm.
And what they did is we like took our foot off the gas. They took our research and fucking ran with it.
No way.
So China right now is like pushing fucking missiles that are like beyond our capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so one thing, I think current missiles, I believe, can go like Mach 5, which is 5 times the speed of sound. And obviously I'm kind of going like bullshit right now, like, because I have the facts written down, but like I might be mixing up numbers. But the hypersonic missiles go 17 times faster than a missile, than a regular. So Russia already has some, and in December they released that they have the Avant-Garde hypersonic glide vehicle, quote unquote, their name for it,
mm-hmm.
which can go Mach 27, which is 27 times faster than the speed of sound, which just shows you how fucking beyond like the United States that Russia is out of all fucking people.
Yeah.
You don't hear about Russia. Like, Russia kind of hyperglides under the fucking radar, dude. And it's just so weird because the people, the first thing that scientific studies and like general public discuss is with these hypersonic missiles, why are we even investing in it? Because there's warfare that's like, it's almost like a outdated warfare at this point.
Okay.
So it's like more like a countermeasure against like China, Russia, to say, hey, we have it too, so don't fuck with us. So, let's fuck with other countries. That probably what it is, hey, by the way, we, all three of us, by the way, all have the same rocket launcher.
Our dicks are about the same size.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. And while you're thinking about it, Germany's dick is a couple inches shorter. So just, we could be friends, but not like a real friend, like, oh, I don't want to fuck with your rocket launcher or your penis. So, but a lot of people are saying like we should be looking into preventative measures and like investing billions in dollars like into preventing a catastrophe or like having a defense system against it.
Yeah. But
it seems like most people, instead of fighting fire with water, you fight fire with fire. And I don't know. I'm personally, like, just because I'm a big technology person, I almost am more leaning on things like the pandemic and being the next advance like warfare. Like, it's either going to be something that wipes out nations because of chemical imbalances and like viruses and everything,
Yeah.
or it's going to be more artificial intelligence and technology based where like, I mean, think about wiping out a single home out of their fucking internet. And that, like, let alone like, you know, like when a town goes out like of electricity or internet, they're fucking shit out of luck, and we're so dependent on it that we wouldn't know how to survive otherwise.
Yeah.
We would have much trouble without, you know, gasoline like being cut out and like everything. So it's like those are, I feel like, would be more the plan of action, because without internet or electricity or whatever, you're almost powerless.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I figured, like, if you had all the money in the world, what do you think you would invest your money in to have the upper hand if you were to be in, I guess, the warfare mentality? Like, what is the first thing you attack in a country that's as successful as the United States or China or Russia?
See, the weird thing is that, like, when I think of like advanced warfare and stuff like that, I think of, and I mean, it's been around for so long, like the idea of nukes being able to like blow up an entire country. So like, why do you need these hypersonic missiles if you already have like that, like your big dick out saying, hey, I have a fucking nuke. You know what I mean? I can wipe out an entire country if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but I have the measures to do so.
I got the chode. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you already have, like, what's the point of making supersonic missiles? I don't know. I guess, and this is me coming from someone that has mentality of like a zero war background.
I think with nukes is multiple people have nukes, and people have multiple ways of disarming nukes, I believe.
Okay.
So I think with this thing, it's more that can do destruction without really being detected or destroyed. So it's like a nuke. You're kind of well aware of it, and and then it will cause like. I think what happens with nukes is it's almost very hard to leave a concentrated attack, while a kind of hypersonic missile could go directly for like a town or like or the White House, or, you know, like something monumental. Correct. As opposed to nuking an entire city to devastation.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. Like you have to revamp things in order to show that you're the top dog. But I think like you bring a smart idea. Like if you took technology out, what do you have? Like if you find like something, I don't know what it is. This is like fucking Cyberpunk 2020 shit. Like I don't even know, dude. Like if you take technology out of the equation and you find, say, a virus that could take out the internet or like those preventative measures that we have, then like ultimately you're going to be able to win a war. But I don't think I have the correct educational basis to be able to answer that question. But
well, that's the point of this question. Yeah. Is there's many people that don't. You could ask anyone on the street what you would attack, because you could take the route where it's like, well, the one thing I would want to invest in, which is what Russia did, is invest in social media and twisting the media to turn people on their own government, and then push like different demeanors without the people knowing. They just think the outrage culture is like they're driven a certain way, or they're driven away from different things. Yeah. So it's a very psychological warfare. Yeah. Or you could go directly into genetics or disorders or nukes or technology. But I figured I'd poke your brain is what you think is probably the most driving force to take apart a country.
Now that you bring it up, I think psychological warfare, because if you're killing someone, you kill them. You know what I mean? And then it's done. But when you're like psychologically torturing people, I think that's the worst thing. Like, the worst thing in the world is probably to be psychologically tortured. And, like, knowing that, like, oh, I could take them out of the equation, but then that's it. Everyone's going to fucking hate me. Like, you send a nuke over to a fucking country, like, everyone, like, that's such fucking bad PR for you. But in terms of, like, psychological, I don't know. That's interesting that you bring that up. I don't know, dude. You know what's funny? I'm going to tell you, this is...
You can twist people to build your emperor up. You know what I mean? It's like you go
well,
back
look at fucking Germany Nazi,
like, or exactly, or like Egyptians and everything. Like that's how they progress so much with building these fucking giant pyramids, is because they got everyone on board to do the same fucking thing. So if you control a country on the outsides without them even fucking knowing it, because you're putting bugs in their fucking ears, where it's like you're fucking with them thinking they're doing the right thing, but they're doing the wrong thing, and almost dismantling the country from within, it's kind of like it's a beautiful implosion, like
as beautiful as
directly,
as beautiful as it can get in terms of psychological torture for millions of people.
Well, it's not even psychological torture. It's redirecting people's mentalities. And I think you take it like a movie like Inception. Okay, Inception is probably the best way to describe what I'm kind of thinking.
Sure,
is you're giving them the idea to think on their own. So you're telling them, hey, it would be a good idea if we fucking built a wall. You know what I mean? And then all for just a relatable fucking topic. So make them think of the idea and get excited about the idea, and then get excited to tell people about the idea. And then they are almost brainwashed. Hey, like I had this brilliant idea, but it's really that idea was implanted in your head from other source.
Yeah.
And then you're excited because you came up with it, because it's nothing like it's like when you, I've said it before, when you retell a story, you're more excited to tell the story and embellish the other parts. But it's even worse when you have a fucking idea that you feel no one's had before. I mean, look at us. Sometimes when we explain the podcast to people, we're explaining like an idea that's probably already been done, but because it's been put into our head, we're excited about it. So it's like is that the smartest, most strategic way to take out a country?
Dude, it's weird to fucking think about, because as you're saying it, what I'm thinking about is that the idea of free thought is almost like stripped away, and you almost have to like have the vocabulary of your own to be able to explain it to people in a way that it's new and intuitive. So like nothing's actually original, which is a weird fucking thought in general. But you to go back to the beginning of the question, you know what's funny? I said I didn't have anything in mind, and I do have something in mind, but it's so outlandish that like I didn't want to say it, but I'm just gonna say it because I don't fucking care. Is that
who cares, dude? I literally took Inception to explain my fucking thing.
I was thinking of like, imagine having like a sonar weapon that would take out people's hearing. Like literally,
that would fuck with people.
Like literally plant something within a country that was a high frequency noise that just like made people deaf. And then like you're wiping out like one of their main fucking senses. I don't know. That's
what I mean. There's so many and then it's like, okay, is sound that strong of a sense to completely debilitate a country, or is there ways to overcome it? And it comes with almost any warfare. It's like, well, if you have a nuke, they might have a way to disarm a nuke. If they have this, then they have this. Like, so it's very tough. And I figured I'd just pose a question because it's interesting to think what would be the most debilitating thing to do to a country. But the reason why I think of the whole Inception planting an idea, it's like you almost need to debilitate. I know I'm saying the word wrong, but
I think it's debilitate, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
fuck it. Least informative podcast.
Are you not only are you destroying the infrastructure of a society, but you're using their all foundation already, because you could blow up every fucking nation in the world and you're not really going to progress because your country can only do so much. You almost need to diversify what you can build because you don't know everything and your country doesn't know everything. So the thing that's smarter than nuking every single country in the to smithereens is, and plus that would destroy like the plant life, the animal life, everything. So it's not really a smart idea. Is to make them make your nation stronger or you take peace. Peace is probably a strong way too. So, but it's like give them an idea to build what you need to become stronger. You know what I mean? Without them knowing that they're doing it for you.
I think probably the most successful one, I know I already said it, but like going back, is like Nazi Germany in terms of successful as in like fucking up countries around you. Or even like North Korea to South Korea, and they had to like make a border just to like gain their independence because like it was such a fucking bad place to live and you were psychologically and physically tortured. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude. That's fucking weird. But Super-Duper, what was it? Can you say it again? Was it a Super-Duper rocket?
Super-Duper missiles, dude.
Super-Duper missiles. Fuck.